Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give our praises to Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Harakah HaKodash, and double honors to our apostles and elders at Great Millstone, who taught us this truth. Shalom to you, Akim, to push the word across the four corners of this globe without truth and sincerity by Hashem Harakah HaKodash. And I'm going to name this lesson, how pretty much, it's getting ready to come down to the wire. And, time is running out for our people, man. And really, just focusing upon how, as we can all see through the Spirit, how the Lord is focusing and, revealing, these other camps that's, misguiding and misleading the people, telling them, which really, pertaining on what, it means, in Revelation 13 and 16 on down, the MOTB, on what it is, and these individuals are, adding to the scriptures and, just fucking remixing and, going about their own, understanding, man. And they don't know that, see, the Lord is going to require, a great majority of blood upon their own hands, man, because of their congregation, which they're leading, to be destroyed, man. And, pretty much, everyone focus upon how, see, Jake, the Lord is revealing, who you should follow and who you shouldn't. Clear as day now, man. Because of the simple, doctrine that they spewing out, man, which is being debunked and, made, to be found foolish, man, and just bugged out. And if you still are following these dudes, a lot says about you, man, and pretty much the Lord is just gonna fucking destroy you, man. Because see now that people, are catching on to the bullshit, man, and they raising up questions, man, because they're, actually, because you got, a lot of sincere jigs that actually don't know, and that's seeking, and here these guys are just straight up, misleading them, man. You got actual sincere jigs that may be, iffy, and and all it takes for them to, be, completely 100% sure, is for them, to come across the actual man of the Lord, But here you are, you got guys that's, playing in the lot to, to throw, before the people stumbling blocks, man, by saying these type of, things, in their doctrine, man, by saying that the MOTB is sin. And, and Jake is just gonna fucking follow after you, man. I'm saying, but see, really, I just want to land back on, on pretty much the lesson, which, how the Apostle Tahar did, saying, how this is a stumbling block for those that's not found written in the book of life, man. Pretty much how, this is only reserved for the election, man. See, the elect are not going, stumble by this, man. And this is Malachi chapter 3, verse 17. And they shall be mine, said the Lord Yahweh Shemiah Shah of hosts, in that day when I make up my jewels, and I will spare them as a man spareth his own son that serveth him. Then shall you return and discern between the righteous and the wicked, between him that serveth the Most High and him that serveth him not. And the Lord has set forth before you teachers, man, upright teachers upon the face of the earth to teach you the correct way, with 100% truth and no gimmicks, no bullshit, man. And I get that in Isaiah 30. This is Isaiah chapter 30. Verse let's look here. verse 20. And though the Lord give you the bread of adversity and the water of affliction, yet shall not thy teachers be removed into a corner any more, but thine eyes shall see thy teachers, and thine ears shall hear a word behind thee, saying, This is the way, walk ye in it, when you turn to the right hand and when you turn to the left. The Lord has set forth upright teachers, man, upon the face of the earth. But see, because Jake is, stumbling at the outer appearance, we don't got the best garments, the flyest garments, whatever. We don't got the great, venues, the big ass, fucking mega churches or whatnot, or the pinstripe suits, or the great numbers of people, whatever. Jake tripped up by the, the fucking, the outer appearance and shit. And they, are quick to just, shun away the truth, or they just, go off of hearsay, the slander that's being brought upon us, and they, just fucking follow after it, man. Just fucking following the crowd and shit, doing what's trendy or whatever. See, the elect are not gonna, stumble by this bullshit, man. The elect are gonna cleave to the truth, and find it, man. So the Lord's gonna, ordain whom He, ordains to come into this thing, man. Whom He wants to receive this truth, man. And, and pretty much, closing the minds of the majority of our people. This is Isaiah 6:9. And He said, Go and tell this people, hear ye indeed, but understand not, and see ye indeed, but perceive not. Make the heart of this people fat, and make their ears heavy, and shut their eyes, lest they see with their eyes, and hear with their ears, and understand with their heart, and convert and be healed. So, hey, at the end of the day, Yahweh Bashim Yashai is in control, and He ordains whom He wants, to understand this truth, man. But this is Proverbs chapter 14, verse 6. A scorner seeketh wisdom and findeth it not, but knowledge is easy unto him that understandeth, man. And man, the MOTB is simple, man. The information that was brought out on this thing and what it is, and the device for decades upon decades, starting with our elder Pastor Tahar, has been, constantly harping upon it and bringing it out, man. There's no fucking excuse, man. There's no excuse, man. And it's to a point to where, shit, like, that we damn near don't gotta fucking break it down to you no more, man. Cause here we are. It's about to happen, man. It's about to happen. They, Esau up here, and he's his high disclosed, elite meetings with the world, leaders and shit, the WEF, the World Economic Forum, talking about this thing, man. Talking about, to the audience, how would you feel, if your thought pattern, in your brain waves, was being displayed upon the grid, to fucking control you, man. That these are the discussions that's being fucking talked about at WEF, man. Starting off, this year, so-called 2023, man. And through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahshua, as the elder Pastor Tahar coined this year, the whole full year, to where all prophecy be fulfilled. This is the start of it, man. In January so far, the start of the so-called new year, great and more talks of the MOTB is being brought forth to reality, man. And the spirit is putting the scope on, certain, groups that's not pushing this thing, 100%, correctly, man. Because why? Because this thing is getting ready to manifest, man. And the Lord is making it evident, who His chosen are, man. Because see, everybody knows who's been talking about this truth, man. It's like, the MOTB, the C-HIP. Everybody knows, who's constantly been talking about this thing for years and years and decades, man. you know. Yeah, and here we are with it, man. This is getting ready to manifest out here. Verse 6, a scorner seeketh wisdom and findeth it not, but knowledge is easy unto him that understandeth. And going back to Malachi, chapter 3, verse 18, then shall you return and discern between the righteous and the wicked, between him that serveth the Most High and him that serveth him not, man. And the Lord is making it thin, man. He's making that line of sand really thin and more evident, clear as day. The time is running the fuck out. Time is running out for Jake, man. If you still, straddling the fence and you still confused on whether your GMS got it or IUSC got it, man. At the end of the day, man, do what you think is best. Through prayer and fasting. If you truly don't know. If I was in your shoes, I'd pray. Pray to the name Yahweh, in the name of his son Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Yahweh Shai. And ask him to guide you and lead you. And reveal, unto you, who's doing the right thing. And who's teaching it to you, uprightly. To guide you towards the right teachers, man. Because there's actual, individuals out here that's purposely not teaching correctly, man. This is Jeremiah. Ezekiel. Let's look here. Ezekiel chapter 13, verse 2, Son of man, prophesy against the prophets of Israel that prophesy, saying, and say thou unto them that prophesy out of their own hearts, hear ye the word of the Lord Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, woe unto the foolish prophets that follow their own spirit and have seen nothing. O Israel, thy prophets are like the foxes in the deserts. Ye have not gone up into the gaps, neither made up the hedge for the house of Israel to stand in the battle in the day of the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. And these prophets, man, these false prophets, man, they sly as fuck. They're cunning, like it says in the 4th verse, they're prophets like the foxes in the deserts. A fox is a sly animal. He's slick, he's cunning. And news is coming out. How some guys, they, behind closed doors, they call upon Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai. They're, acknowledging the true names, but to their congregation, they call upon Most High Christ blessed, man. Just straight deceiving the people purposely. like that shit's crazy, man. Fucking Jake is tweaking, man. And the Lord fucking sees you, man. Yahweh Hashem Yahushai sees you, man. There's no way you think it, that you're getting away with this, man. The angels see you, man. The angels constantly reporting back and forth, to the Lord, man. On account of your deception, man. And we know, the precepts, for those of a false prophet, that's not warning the people, but their blood is going to be accounted, at the hands of the false prophet, man. And this is the result, in this time we're seeing, most likely that we're about to see, because we're seeing the Lord setting up guys, revealing them, to be false, false leaders, man. Just, just fucking, setting up 4 stumbling blocks, man, for Jake's damnation. But once again, this is a stumbling block for those that's not found written in the book of life, because the elect are not going to be caught up in if he straddling the fence on whether or not, to believe that the MOTB is a C-hip or not. The Lord is going to keep his elect to be sure knowing all things, man. And confident all the way up into salvation, trusting upon Yahweh Shemi Shai. Lord's gonna, guide them and, ordain them to upright teachers.